Welcome to the coffee morning.
Morning.
Morning. Morning. I need to carry on from a conversation we were having originally.
Oh no.
About so the new device that I bought from Microsoft, which has got the NPU chip in it and has got the
when is it coming?
And people at the 18th of June is the release date, right? But you know the last discussion we were having was over there that there's calls for them to recall the recall option that's in it. So you know the system that is going. There was people saying no, they need to recall it because it's blank data. Well, Microsoft have technically recalled the recall. They have turned it off by default, so it's not because it's generically on by default.
Yeah.
They have now locked it down to biometric data and encrypted database.
Well, it's about.
Why didn't they do that in the first place? Why didn't you do that in the first place, Microsoft? It's like, why wouldn't you do that in the first place?
They underestimated the people, the end user.
Well, that badly? How do you think that the public is that stupid that they're going to go, yeah, we'll use it. Yeah, thanks. And then...
You know that when this year, they made the security head responsible with their pay if something goes wrong.
Yeah, so
I think somebody just got a pay cut.
This was your department's idea, and because it was your department's idea, I'm cutting half your department budget and half of your staff because you've just made us look like fools on a new product that we're going to give out.
You can't have that.
Nice.
Lesson learned. I mean, but all the time with AI and the devices that they will come up every single month for the next couple of months.
WWDC today.
Yeah.
Apple's big launch of what's coming.
People will find and develop more and more things to bypass the security and to
100%.
to take advantage of the AI functionality, because it's a prompt. If you know what to prompt, you get more. And you have a best friend now. AI is your best friend. It's like, hi, I have this. And the way you know when we used to play with Dan, with ChatGPT, it's pretty much going to be the same. If you give it the right criteria, even if it has numerous precaution methods in place, if you give it the right criteria when you prompt it, it might bypass that security. It might bypass your encryption, because somewhere the AI on the new surface will have the encryption sorted, and the AI will have visibility upon that.
It will have to have the encryption key for it, because otherwise, how does it access it to be able to use the facility to recall? If they're encrypting the database and doing biometric data, okay, so you have to give your face or your fingerprint or whatever biometrically to turn on the feature, to have the feature. But the AI, you're right, the AI, Copilot AI, has to have the encryption key to go and unencrypt the database to pull you back the information that you want to recall.
I'm very curious, when you're going to have the new device, I want you to, after it goes through the process of being assured so on, and we get the BitLocker key, I wonder, because you have a way to go into control panel and you interrogate the BitLocker key.
Yes.
I wonder if
AI can pull up the BitLocker key.
It's like,
I need my BitLocker key.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see if it can do that.
Then that gives you a whole other level, because then if somebody breaches your device, they can just talk to your AI.
Yeah.
I suppose the scary part of it is that at the moment, if somebody breaches one of your laptops, your work laptop, your private laptop, whatever, they actually get the password and they get onto your device. As we've seen with Apple, is a lot more easier than Windows devices and so forth. But if they actually do that, at the moment, they can search your files, they can copy your files and so forth. Okay, whatever you've saved, they can get. But depending on how well the AI recalls all conversations about the conversations you're having with it, now they breach your device. Just give me a synopsis of what we've spoken about in the last 6 months.
Not even, because the way I would use it, if I would have access to the backend or access to a computer with an AI, knowing, for example, that I'm going to use you as an example.
Yeah.
I get into your account, you forget your device unlocked.
Yep.
I jump on, and I start chatting with the AI. At the moment, we do not know. So this is a
Theoretical.
theoretical,
We haven't
fictive
got the
story.
device in our hand.
We
Yep.
will see. We'll test and we'll find out. But I'll be like, okay, can I see your card bank details? Because you have them saved somewhere. Or it had it memorized somewhere.
Because it would have taken,
Lots
if
of people.
recalls on, it would have taken a screenshot.
But you, in your case, because you are educated in the cybersecurity way, but the end user will save their bank details in their browser, in their Edge browser.
How many users do we know that save stuff in Excel documents?
Yeah, but no,
Or in their web browser.
It's a web browser.
Safe.
Because I'm thinking about Edge, because Edge is controlled by the same entity.
Yep.
With your Microsoft account.
Yep.
So what stops ChatGPT or the
Copilot?
The Copilot to ask them like, what are the bank details that I have saved in Edge? Because the direct link lists them. Oh, what's my security code on my card ending in XYZ? And I'm like, bum, that's what I want to test. So these are the tests that I want to see. It's like, how? But hopefully it'll be like, oh, sorry, I don't have access to this data. I hope that they've done something between those lines.
I'm going to imagine that they're not. This might come back to bite me in the ass, but I'm hoping they're not that dumb that they've allowed that. I mean, Copilot at the moment, the actual Copilot that you can subscribe the license in 365 and grab a Copilot license will not give you access to things you are not allowed access to. So, for instance, user-wise, because we've got a test case of it out there with the client at the moment, we've got it ourselves. It's a bit different for me because I have access to all the SharePoint sites inside our company. But the client that we've got out there that's using it at the moment, they've only got access to the SharePoint data that they are allowed access to. And that's a base level on the administration center of this SharePoint site you can have, this one you cannot have. They can't interrogate the other SharePoint sites. So I'm gonna imagine and hope that they've done the same thing.
Well, we'll find out. If they've been naive or not, we will find out.
And then the other big one is obviously it's WWDC today. For those of you that don't know, it is today, later on this evening, is Apple's event where they launch what is coming new in software-wise. And for all intents and purposes, or for what everybody's saying, it's going to be heavily around AI.
Yeah.
The development and the launch of AI within their systems. It would be amazing to have Siri actually intelligent for once. So that it doesn't just give you, oh, Siri, what's this? And it just pops you up a freaking web page. I'd rather, from what I've heard, it's going to come with AI built into the phones with the ability to, your AI Siri, I presume it's going to stay the name Siri. It would be a bit silly to change the name.
You can name it whatever you want.
But with the ability to interact with the apps on your phone and do actions on your behalf on those applications on your phone.
Okay, that'd be lovely. Go to Uber Eats and order me lunch from Burger King. I want this burger or something like that. That'll be time. Yeah. I'm saving time.
Exactly.
That's one of the examples. Or book me a table.
Do this for me. Go and create me a calendar appointment. Invite these people to it. Label it this, and we need to get this done. On the go. Just talking to it. Done.
I'm curious to see what Microsoft's going to do with Nokia. You know that Microsoft bought Nokia, I think last year or a couple of years ago.
Yeah. I don't think they'll get back into the phone industry, though, is the problem.
No, but
I think they'd be very, very stupid to try and step back into a market that, one, is really saturated, and two, let's face it, Android, Samsung, not even Android, Samsung and Apple control the market.
Well, I don't know. You do not know what to expect with the Copilot for Microsoft. It's Microsoft at the end of the day. What if Microsoft will say like, oh, let's have a piece of that pie? Because why not? We have everything that we can. We have better CPUs now.
Yeah, they've got an NPU into a phone. Ooh.
Why not? So I'm hoping, and hopefully we'll see that, but we will never know.
Then that would be Microsoft stepping back in. It is hypothetical, but Microsoft stepping back into the hardware side of phones. And then you've got Elon Musk with Starlink that's going to step into the mobile phone network. So by providing mobile networks using Starlink, that's massive because he's got what? 5,500, nearly 6,000 satellites around the world. He's got a net basically around the world. We know already from past installs
Yeah.
how well Starlink works and how
That's-
instantaneously. We were on one last week where we set it up actually in a different angle to what I would normally set it up that we've done prior, and I think it was like instantaneous. It was yeah, fan satellite, I'm in, boom. Their new generation, Starlink's new generation of dishes no longer come on a pole. They no longer rotate. They now only need to, they come with a kickstand, and they now only need to look straight up at the sky. That's how many satellites he's got. They now only just need to look straight up. It's one of those, it's going to be interesting to watch and see.
Yeah.
Because who wouldn't want to have connectivity everywhere you go, right?
Exactly.
That's what everybody wants, right? Especially if you're now running and using, you get to the point where you're running and using AI on a daily basis, and it does so much for you. And we get to the stage where the AIs on your mobile devices actually can take actions for you, like we're talking about with Apple, that Siri might have that ability. Then it is your personal assistant in your pocket. But your personal assistant needs constant connection to do anything, always. And if you can have constant connection, whether you're in the middle of the sea, in a desert, flying in an aeroplane, freaking up the top of Everest, or do you know what I mean? If you can have instant connectivity always,
Yeah.
then why wouldn't you go to them? Which then destroys the mobile phone market,
Yeah.
or they all hop on board and have to start using Starlink's technology to provide a better service for themselves. The Vodafones, the EEs, the O2s, etc.
Yeah.
I'm really keen to see what happens at Apple's convention, because I love Siri in the fact of I can ask it random stuff, but I would really like to be able to have a proper conversation like we can with ChatGPT or with any of the other AIs, especially ChatGPT's latest one, that you can have a back and forth conversation with. You imagine doing that with Siri, and then Siri has access to everything that's on your phone. It knows everything that's inside your phone.
I'd be like this.
Or on your watch. Yeah, we go back to the movies where they start talking to the watch. We're there.
Yeah,
we're at that stage. If they release it, we're at that stage of 1980s talking to your watch, because it was.
I think deep inside, that's the reason why I bought it. Because it gives me the ability to do that as well.
It's the big kid in you.
Yeah.
You were like, yeah, I can talk
Yeah,
to my watch.
because I saw that. Oh, that was real. I have
with
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually it. Also Siri as well. I can start Siri from here and ask her to do stuff on my phone, and it's very useful, and I love it.
Well, if Siri's now got more abilities to actually action things for you.
I'm just hoping that they will enable for the previous models, because yes, the iPhones that we have at the moment will support.
It's going to be software. It's going to be iOS 18, iOS 18.5, whatever. So it will support all of the phones that are currently will support it, and then they'll get rid of it. So maybe 13, definitely 14, definitely 15.
They released the list. I'm not sure if that's the one that it was actually verified by Apple, but they say that from iPhone XR or XS onwards, we'll be able to have the update.
Which is XS 13.
Now it's 11, 12. It went a bit.
But then that brings back into action older models.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I'm not sure.
Then how does that affect for like cybersecurity certifications, for instance? Because the older models, anything lower than 13, is barred because it doesn't get security updates anymore. But if they're going to allow an entire operating system update, they're bringing those devices back into security updates.
Yeah, that's what will be ideal, to be honest. Because again,
it's going to piss a lot of people off.
Yeah. But depends, because as I said, the source hasn't been verified yet. So I would like to go back to verify it. It'll be useful to have the thing here with the supported device for 18, but we will find out today.
Chris, pop up just here. Supported devices for iOS 18.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna be annoying. And
So that brings back some devices back into life that weren't in life before, which actually in today's world where everything's more and more expensive, for small businesses out there
of
that
course,
want to take that step and make sure that they're secure, but at the same time are being told. So we've had conversations multiple times with clients about their devices not getting security updates, so therefore they can't be Cyber Essentials Plus certificated, for instance, because their devices no longer have security updates. But if it brings them back into the fold, that would save just on small, but not even just the person, small businesses alone, that would save them a chunk of money than having to go out and buy new devices.
the future sounds good.
It does. Although Microsoft look as though they've either suffered another breach
Again,
or their breach from last year has now come back to bite them in their ass. There's a lot of reports over people claiming about their Outlook accounts, so not so much business related, more on the private side. If you've got an Outlook.com account, there's a lot of clients saying that their accounts have now been completely taken over, completely hacked, gone, can't get in because the password it says the password and they can't go through the password reset mode because all the details have changed. It's now being consumed by criminals.
Not good.
And it takes Microsoft a while to stand up and put their hands up and go, yeah, we had
before they
because they have to go through the investigation process.
Yeah, of course. It's gonna take a while. But that's not good.
No, not at all. It's really not good. I was watching, not to, because we talk too much about AI. It's starting to bother me the amount we talk about AI. It does. We talk about it a lot. But I was watching some guys the other day who were talking about the latest models, and because you've heard that America is now looking into NVIDIA, OpenAI, and Microsoft's collaboration together on whether it is within the regulation standards for what they're doing together. But it looks as though the big models at the moment, so you've got OpenAI, you've got Google Gemini, and you've got Perplexity, right? They're the three big language models, LLMs at the moment, right? I'm not throwing Zuckerberg's Meta into there because it's not in the same caliber as the right? But it's whether those three, they're looking at the calculations of they are going to be the three models for the future. Because when you look at the cost to not just replicate, because you can replicate, but the cost, it's not just the end product that you got to look at, it's the cost of having the talent that can support and grow that model. There's not enough companies or not enough talent left out there to form something new to compete. So it looks as though those three models are going to be the big boys in the park, much like Google, Apple, Microsoft are the big boys in the park for software. It looks as though it's going to be Perplexity, Gemini, and OpenAI that are the three big models for the next at least 10 years.
We have Grok.
We have Grok, yeah. It depends what he does with his supercomputer.
Yeah.
It depends on how it goes with his supercomputer. And he's got too much for quirkiness about him. As in Musk has got, you've seen that we've tested Grok. We know how it's got quirkinesses to it. It's more comedic. It's more, do you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. He's got a lot of data set. Twitter, all of his data from Tesla, all of his data from Starlink, all of his data from Neuralink. Do you know what I mean? If he ends up with a telecoms company as well, all of his data from the telecoms company. There's a lot of data there that he can train his model on, but it's whether it actually makes a mark on what the others can do, the ability of the others. It's like WhatsApp have bought out AI. They bought AI into WhatsApp. right? And I was watching an interview with the CEO of Perplexity. He was like, okay, but I don't go to WhatsApp to talk to AI. I go to WhatsApp if I'm going to message somebody. It's app specific. It's the intention. What are you opening that application up for? What's your intention? When I open up WhatsApp, my intention is to WhatsApp somebody, send them a funny video, send them a message, or make a WhatsApp phone call.
Yeah.
My intention is not to communicate or to to interact with AI. I open ChatGPT for that one.
Yeah, it's not natural.
It's not that exactly. It's not natural but everybody is shoehorning AI into every single piece of software. I don't think I've opened a piece of software recently that hasn't got AI in beta or this is new in AI. Everything has now got some sort of AI integrated.
Yeah, because the Pandora box was opened. And now everybody has a bit of knowledge. Yeah.
But not everything needs AI in it.
No.
I don't want AI in my kettle, for Christ's sake.
You sure? Because I'll tell you, like, oh, you have to descale your kettle. You haven't descaled it in ages. Oh, no.
It's AI. You should be bloody descaling it for me without me to know.
Probably, yeah, you can do a quick analysis on the water, but like, oh, this water is not safe for
consumption. Human consumption, do not drink it.
And then I'm like, oh, yeah. So there are some things that are worth having AI in it, but some, it's like...
For once, we've had some conversation where it's not all around AI, which is quite good.
What gave you that impression?
But it's like we say all the time, and like I've been saying since the beginning, we're now what, a year and 8 months? Yeah, we're a year and 8 months into AI. That's all we are. A year and 8 months.
And it feels like
it feels like it's been forever, right?
Yeah.
It feels like we've been talking about this for 5 years, right? But it's a year and 8 months. That's minuscule, right? It's minuscule. That's 20 months. 20 months is all it is.
Of ongoing progress.
Yeah, right? 20 months.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Because keeping in mind where we started with a prompt AI and then...
And where we are now. But like we've always said, it is for the moment, and I reckon for the next, but the leaps are too big. So for at least for the next year, at least, it's going to be about the people that use the AI. So augmenting the ability. So our team that's here are more augmenting each one of our team with an AI ability so that they can do more, not do more work, but they can do, we can grow in size as a small business without adding more staff, which means we end up being more profitable because not getting rid of staff, but we've got 5 engineers. Okay, so now we can grow, implementing AI, we can now grow to where normally we'd need 8 engineers, for an example. And this is me just pulling figures out the air just as an example. We've now grown the company to a stage where normally you would need 8 engineers, but we can still do that with 5 engineers because they're AI augmented.
Yeah.
Have you thought about putting AI into your company? Have you got a plan for putting AI into your company? Like, subscribe, hit that bell so you can hear about more videos where we talk about AI, or send an email to help@tccb.co.uk. Links in the description. If you would like to implement AI into your business and help it grow without adding more